So we live.
And so I think it's important that you understand the clinical trial process. I'm not saying that the pill is bad. I just want you to think about how to make health decisions for yourself. You want to be especially vigilant, especially staying on top of it. Once I got the information I needed, I started to move in that direction about how to make health decisions for yourself.
In your mind, what would you say to brothers that's not vaccinated or just people in general?
I'm glad to hear you are protected, and thanks for being so honest here on Keeping It 100, because that's what we do. Hey, welcome to Keeping It 100. We have these open and honest conversations to make sure you have the information you need to make good health decisions. I'm your host, Dr. Kristin Motley. I got the street practitioner right by my side, as always. Dr. Tyan Thomas is on the ones and twos.
Dr. T.
She in the background making sure that all your questions are answered. So if you are tuning in, just give us a shout out in the chat. Let us know you're here. And thanks for watching. So we have a really good show in store, but first let me check in with Gigi. What you been up to?
Hey, what's going on? Just coming off the breast cancer event. Very, very heartwarming event. Shout out to my sister Les.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Handling business, still moving forward.
It was a nice event.
Mimosas.
It was nice. It was very well attended. Everybody had on their pink. I had on black. I was like, oh, I didn't get the memo. I was supposed to wear pink. Right. But everybody looked nice. It was a great event.
Next year, maybe we could add a walk to it next year.
Little walk. That's a good idea. George, you always giving somebody some work to do.
Listen.
You want a whole walk.
I mean, we could just add to the event. I'm saying we could just start turning it into an event.
It's a great idea, but it is work.
It is. But
that you have not volunteered to be the chairperson of the walk. Are you going to chairperson the walk?
I have no problem with it since I brought it up. Yes, I will.
Because G will give me all these ideas, putting me to work. And I'm like, George.
I will help you, sis. I mean, sis.
I'm going to go to the union and have them let me do it over there.
Yeah.
He is your chairperson. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to do nothing, Liz.
You can count on me, and they're my brothers over there. Shout out to the boys.
Oh my goodness. G be having ideas. He be having great ideas, which is really so annoying. So when he give me all these ideas and I can't pull it off, I'm like, yo, it's on you.
Right.
Don't put it on me. Don't put it on me.
That's true.
But yeah, all right, cool. So we did that on Saturday, and then we also went over to Chester Eastside to do their Harvest Festival. Chester Eastside got a whole produce junction. Right. They are growing so much produce over there. I didn't know either. I had took a bag full home.
Wow.
I took to my grandma, took them to my dad, my neighbor.
Right.
Like they have a whole produce, peppers, tomatoes, fruits. It is just incredible. So shout out to Chester Eastside for teaching our children how to grow their own food, because we cannot depend on anybody to make sure we are well fed. We got to do it ourselves. So I'm glad that the kids are learning how to do that. And as a product of Chester Eastside Ministries, as a child, doing their after school programs and doing their camps, I am just really glad to know that they are still a staple on the East Side for our young people.
Nice.
So that was fun. We got an event coming up.
Oh yeah.
The Healthier You Conference.
First one.
The Healthier You Conference. I just announced that our keynote is going to be Freeway. He has an incredible story to share about the health challenges that he's been through. And he's actually going to be here to talk about it next week. So he'll be on the podcast next week to give us a little sneak peek. But it's going to be a nice event. I handpicked every single speaker on the lineup. So y'all know, I don't mess around with just anybody. I only bring the best of the best. So really looking forward to the Healthier You Conference, going to take place at CCSA next November 11th on a Saturday. November 11th. It's free. So shout out to all my amazing sponsors. This is the first time I can hold this and say it's open to the public. It's completely free. I'm giving a shout out to the Black Equity Coalition, to Local 413, Always Best Care, Keystone First, Keystone Clinical Studies, PA Health and Wellness, and I feel like I'm forgetting somebody, and I'm so sorry. I'm trying to think who all sent me a check. But everybody, y'all know who y'all are. The Foundation for Delaware County always come through. Swarthmore College, Department of Environmental Justice, and Able Mind and Body Home Care. Shout out. Thank y'all so much for supporting this event and making it free to the public because our people need it. We need this information and we are bringing it at the Healthier You Conference on Saturday, November 11th.
You have to register. A doctor's not fee.
I just told G, I'm like, listen, tell people they gotta click the link and register because we are ordering food and I want to make sure that everybody has something to eat and I don't want people that did register to not have food. So this is a very it's a whole thing. And so we want people to click the link, register, go to healtheducator.org and get registered. It's free. We're doing health screenings. We're doing COVID and flu vaccines. Y'all know it's COVID and flu season. So make sure you're getting up to date on your vaccines. You can get both at the same time. Bring your insurance card because the government was like, y'all better figure that out on your own. So bring your insurance. If you don't have insurance, you can go to the health department to get it done. And there are a few other resources as well. But if you're going to be at the conference and you want to get updated while you're there, we got you covered. It's going to be a nice event. I'm excited about it.
I'm excited. So I can't wait.
Yep. It's going to be fun. So I had some news I wanted to go through, but we getting started a little bit late. So we're just going to hop right on in. Let's bring in our amazing guest, Ryan McMillan. He is a licensed psychotherapist. He's a national speaker, a mental health educator. He speaks at companies all over the country, and he's amazing. And he is going to be a speaker at the Healthier You Conference. This is Ryan's first Healthier You Conference, so he has no idea what he's getting into. But when I texted him, I was like, Ryan, I need you to speak at this event. He was like, absolutely. So he's here, and he's going to give us a little sneak peek into what he's going to talk about. So he's a part of our men's health session. I have a goal to get 100 Black men at this conference. Typically at the conference, I've done this for 3 years. It's about 85% women, most women. I need it to be at least a third men, 2/3. I need 100 Black men to sign up for this conference because I have created a track for Black men. I have all Black male speakers that are coming to talk to y'all. Ryan is one of them. He's a part of the Black male speaker track, and he's going to be talking about communication and relationships. So, Ryan, I have reached out to you to ask you, for a topic and to speak at the conference, and this is what you submitted when you sent your information. So I was like, okay, Ryan, this is a good topic. Welcome back to the show, and then tell us, why did you choose communication and relationships for the conference?
Yeah, well, communication is at the heart of any relationship breaking down. I know a lot of people will point to finances or division of labor or whatever else, but at the thread with all of those things is communication. If we know how to communicate our needs, we know how to communicate our feelings, then we can be in successful relationships, both intimate relationships, friendships, any type of relationship. So I just thought it would cover so much. Business relationships, it all comes down to communication. And it's so interesting that wherever I go, as much as I work with couples, I find that I'm coming back to the same type of conversations, no matter who I'm talking to. It's the same stuff. And so I thought it would be really beneficial to a lot of people and hopefully, give them some things that might help save their relationship.
Wow.
That's important. I really love that topic because I feel that a lot of us end up in counseling, especially couples counseling, because of a communication issue. It's just always something. You don't even halfway realize it until you get to therapy and you start talking and you be like, oh, I didn't know that. Well, why didn't you tell me that? Because it's a communication breakdown. So I wanted to ask you, what are some of the common challenges that people face when it comes to talking to their partner or talking to a loved one? What are the common communication challenges that come up in relationships?
Yeah. So one common challenge is we're not aware of our own triggers, like things that might cause us to respond a certain way. And when we're unaware of those triggers, we like people say, I go from 0 to 60 or I go from 0 to 100. I mean, it's something that happens to make you go from 0 to 60. And when we're able to identify those different things, we're able to have conversation a lot differently, but we don't have that. I think a lot of people also identify with their communication style. And so like I grew up as a just like direct truth teller, straight, no chaser, that kind of person. And if you identify with that communication style, you kind of feel like you're giving in if you switch it up, or like, I shouldn't have to say it that way for you. I shouldn't have to make this accommodation. It feels like you're doing the other person a favor more so than doing something that might actually help you be heard. We have things that we want to get out of our heads. And when we hear somebody saying something, another challenge is we feel like they're lying, right? Like that's not a good representation of what actually happened. And so a major trap is like, well, I call it the content trap, but it's a major, like do you all have siblings? You have people that you grew up with?
Yep.
If you try to recall an event, it's moments in time where me and my brother, we talk about something. I'm like, I don't even think we were both there, And so it's hard to agree on content, like the order of this happened and that happened. And a lot of people get caught up in that kind of conversation. They never even get to the main point. So, it's a lot of common challenge. Another one is your nonverbal language, right? A lot of couples that I talk to, they just like, there go that face. There go that face. You're doing it right now, right? Where the person ain't even saying nothing, but you can see it. And you just respond to stuff that you see, and that's it. And so I think that, just to name a few, those are a few common challenges that I see come up.
Wow. And I think a challenge, so for me specifically, one challenge that I am working on unlocking my better self in my relationship is being a better listener. So communication is, talking and listening and all those things. And Bilal he likes to just talk, and I like to problem solve. So while he's talking, like I'm always thinking, okay, how to solve this problem for him. And he just wants me to listen. And that's so annoying to me, because it's like, why do you want to be in the problem? Don't you want it solved? And he doesn't. He just really wants me to listen, but it is so hard for me to do that. But I try. And then when I sit there with my mouth shut, he's like, how come you don't got nothing to say? Because you don't want me to say nothing. That's why. So it's just like, I can't win. But I know that he wants me to listen. So I try to listen. But that is one of my communication pitfalls.
Not good.
I know.
It's not good.
So do you like your problem solved, or do you want a person to listen? Tracy to listen?
My problem is that I hold stuff in. So I'm just like, I let stuff go. So instead of things that I should be addressing right away when I'm already like, feel irritated or feel whatever I feel about it or whatever my opinion about it, I just let it go and just smile like, oh, okay.
You hold it in.
Yes. So it's a buildup. And then by the time it happens for the 50th time, it comes out.
You explode.
In a bullhorn.
Yeah, you explode.
So I have to work on expressing myself, at the time.
In the moment.
Yeah. That's a big one for me.
Help him out. Because I know how to listen. I just don't want to. But I think he might need to
listen to talk.
I do.
You just listen to wait to keep on going.
Keep going. As soon as you sit period, okay. Bam. All right, what you gonna do?
My turn.
Yeah, that's it.
See, that's wrong.
But I got that from my mom, and it's she's the worst at it. But we ain't gonna talk about that. No. Let's just go ahead and get into you. Fix them, Ryan. Fix them.
Yeah, right. That's it, though. That's probably me in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem listening, but I start tuning it out as we go further, and then now it's a big thing. It's like stage 4, and she didn't even know about stage 1.
Right. Yeah. So, I don't know if I should address it, because part of what you mentioned is that you try to fix the problem, and maybe it's not helpful to do that, but I do get that a lot of men in particular, like we have a tendency more often than not to like hold it, maybe not speak about how we feel. But what some men mention is in the sessions is that, even when they do say how they feel, that it's not always well received.
That's
true.
So
that's part of the reason why they might hold it in. And
that's
so
true.
It does make a lot of sense, for as much as we can hear, like you need to open up, you need to share your feelings, you need to tell me what's going on. I think we also need to learn like how to do that, because then once we do it, it's like, well, I said it. I gave it to you like you said you wanted it, and now like it's an issue. And so sometimes we just need some help with that. But if it's safe when we do it, then I think more of us would do it more often moving forward.
But that's going to have to come with your mate being receiving.
That's right.
So, like, we have the non-listener over here. So, it's like you have to be more receiving so it'll go smoother going further. Like, you're right. It is in my mind that it's going to be received the wrong way. So I'm going to just let it go.
Yeah.
But
hold it in.
Right. And really,
it's a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy, though, right? Because you're already predicting what's going to happen. Yeah. You already shut down, and so you're really not giving it a chance.
That's true. That's true.
What?
I ain't saying that. I'm just surprised. But shout out to Bilal. What's up?
What you surprised?
I just said what's up to Bilal. What's up, boy?
Oh my gosh. He be all right. Okay. So Ryan, in your in the description of the workshop you're doing, you talk about 4 things, like 4. I said 4. You talk about 4 strategies, I think it was. Can you talk about one of those strategies, like the problem and then the strategy?
Yeah. So like a lot of couples find themselves in the like, here we go again moment. And it's like it's the same pattern of communication. It's different stuff that you might be talking about, but it's the same. And one of the strategies that we always talk about is that the pattern is the problem, not the person. And so instead of going at each other, you both come together against that type of interaction, and you kind of go at the real enemy, because when you're not in that pattern, you realize that there's a lot of good that you have in a relationship. Mm-hmm. It's the pattern that's robbing you of so much in the relationship itself. And so one of the things that we talk about is naming the pattern. Mm-hmm. So people have named their pattern like the Cowboys because they're Eagles fans, or they named their pattern like a mountain that was tough for them to climb. It's all kinds of different things, but it helps to interrupt those really difficult moments that you find in relationships once you name it. And then you can come together with some other tools to help you have a different type of conversation, because the more you're in it, the more difficult it becomes.
Mm-hmm. Can you give us an example, like a real life example of the conflict and then how you use a strategy to get through it?
Yeah. So let's say that one person is, this is pretty common, in terms of how they express their needs, they become real critical. Like whenever they express it, like you're not doing this, you're not doing that, they just give you the list. Here's a list of all the things you don't do. The way that your partner then responds is with defensiveness and receipts. Like all you see is the things that I don't do. You never comment on the things that I do, right?
Bilal says about me all the time.
Hey, bro, you talking now.
And so they start showing receipts because they feel like you don't see anything else in them, right? And it's like, I'm not, the general feeling is I'm not good enough. Nothing I do is good enough. And so it's like, well, if I'm not good enough, then why you with? Like all that kind of stuff happens, right? And once they get defensive, that other person feels like,
wait a minute, don't be yupping.
We might be talking after this too.
Not be yupping over there.
Let us get a win.
Yupping. All right, Ryan, I'm sorry.
That's all right. And so you had that criticism that leads to that defensiveness, and you had that defensiveness that leads that other person to feel like the thing that they brought still hasn't even gotten addressed, right? Mm-hmm. Like you so busy defending yourself that you haven't heard anything that I've said. I'm not talking about you over, but it feels like a defining moment to that person, right? It's like, this is how you see me all together, and that's why I got to defend myself. And so the other person's like, no, it's not that this is a defining moment, but the more you don't address it, the more it does actually become the defining moment, right? And so you get in that back and forth, you in that pattern, and you get stuck. We name that, right? Because one person feels alone with unmet needs, and another person feels not good enough, perhaps, like nothing they do is right. And we begin to name that pattern, because when you have those feelings come up, that's when you might respond a certain way in your relationship, or you might protect yourself when those feelings come up. And that protection probably does more damage. So we call it out. Like, let's stop this right here. Let's not keep going back and forth with the criticism, the defensiveness, maybe name calling, whatever. Let's stop it now before it gets to a place where it's too heightened. And let's deal with the cycle itself.
Ryan, you know what you're talking about. And that's why you are a speaker at the Healthier You Conference, because you are at the top of your game. And I just want to give you a shout out because I've been referring you to a few people recently, and I have heard nothing but great things. Like, really, everybody is appreciating you and what you are doing for them. And so thank you for being great. And thank you for making yourself available to everybody that I send your way. Thanks so much, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Yep. So, all right. So, G, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I mean, I just know, like, for a lot of Black men, because we talk about this topic all the time, like, you know, brothers talk behind the scenes. And for, you know, the brothers that's out there in relationships, they just feel like they just want to be heard, okay, in my loud voice.
Oh,
so
geez.
I'm just letting you know, like, and we want to be appreciated. We know, you know, we got the same balanced energy and all that, but I'm just saying, like, just stop. Just give us some. Just give us some time. That's all I want. You know, I don't need a parade every day.
Y'all do. Y'all need a parade. Like, you supposed to do this thing. You supposed to take care of the kids. You supposed to take out the trash. You supposed to do the dishes. So why I gotta give you credit for that?
But just for you just being thankful. I just want to be this. I want you to be thankful. Like on Sundays when you at church and stuff, I need you to
you need a praise.
I mean, I'm not coming to
It's too much. It's too much.
Sometimes we need that.
But why?
It's the same way when you get flowers. I don't
want no flowers.
But I'm just saying, it's the feeling of it. You gotta understand. So I can't wait to talk amongst the brothers. Yeah. So, I can't wait to that level, bro. It's cool.
My goodness gracious. It's too much, Ryan. Okay. I don't know. It's
praise dance. Stop praise dancing when the man come home.
My goodness gracious.
Okay. I can't. See? Y'all always got to do things against
no, but it's just too, like, just do what you're supposed to do.
Yachts and
if it's above and beyond, okay. But just doing what you expected to do.
I didn't say for that. I just said just being thankful that he's yours.
I am that.
I want to be LeBron in my household. That's the mindset I want. And you still the queen. It reciprocates. But I'm saying you still have to give. We need that all-star attention.
But you know what? I think y'all do deserve it because the Black man got a heart. But we got a heart too. But y'all got a heart in a different way. So I think I could be a little bit more sensitive to that need.
I mean, coming from the woman, like if you're my woman, you don't just want to give it up. You ain't praise dancing for every Black man. You praise dancing for your man. And he praise dancing for you, though. He's supposed to be the same way, right over there.
I don't want nobody praise dancing.
But you got to get it, Doc. You gotta, I mean, everybody's love language is different.
That's true.
So, I mean, it depends. It depends on your love language.
You're right. You better read a book and know something about a relationship. Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Ron, your love language. I hit it with that.
Oh gosh. All right, well, we're gonna have fun at the conference for sure. Ryan, I do want you to leave our audience with if there's one thing you want people to know about effective communication that people just don't get, what is the one thing you want to share before we wrap up today?
One thing in particular, I guess I alluded to it, so I'll just stay with that for today, is don't fall into the content trap, and what I mean by that is you're probably not going to convince someone over the order of communication, like how an event happened, the order of events. You're not going to convince them that this is what happened and that happened and this happened and that happened. Like, and so it's probably no point like trying to convince each other of it. But if you hear somebody going down that path, recognize that it's not so much about like what happened, but how they felt when it happened. And that's key. It's more key to focus in on like, this is how I felt in these moments. I don't know if that makes sense to you, what I'm saying, but I know a lot of people get hung up when you said this and then I did that and then they got to correct it, right? And then you miss the feeling that the person had. And so it's not about facts, it's about feelings. That's the one point that I want to make, is that it's not about facts, it's about feelings. It's about how that person felt in that moment. and all that other stuff is just dressing.
Wow.
It's about facts, okay?
See,
because
this the problem.
it's about facts.
It's the problem.
You cannot just
we got it
tell
on
me,
record and we recording it. I can't wait to
It's
the
about-
conference.
It's about
Brothers, come on out.
how can people just make something up? You cannot
See,
just make
it's the
something
same.
up and then say that you feel some type of way. You made it up. It's not even a real thing. That didn't happen. So I'm supposed to respond to your feelings on a thing that's not even real. That's not even
that
true.
That is not what the doc is saying.
That is what he's saying.
No, he is not.
He said feelings over facts, but
But he's saying is about how you feel about whatever's going on or the disagreement.
Not when the facts aren't straight.
It's too black and white. You gotta come out of there.
Yeah.
You gotta come out of that, doctor. Be more sensitive. Let's go. Okay. That's the buzzword for doctor. Okay? Sensitivity.
Oh, I just can't. I need the facts to be right. I don't need alternative facts.
Wow.
Fake news. I don't need fake news.
I got it. I see what's going on.
Oh my goodness gracious.
It's okay.
Well, I'm gonna watch the recording.
That point that you mentioned, like you don't have to agree, you just have to acknowledge.
Okay.
Okay. Good stuff.
I can take that.
Good stuff.
I can take an acknowledgement without the agreement. Oh Lord,
wow,
this is too much.
The brain going on.
I'm sure
now Bilal gonna get in trouble. Sorry, Bilal. We done rubbed her up.
Oh gosh, I'm glad I got a different therapist. But he fighting the same thing. I can't with Ryan. Ryan said feelings over facts. And I'm out here fighting all this COVID miscommunication and miseducation and misinformation.
Ryan is the man.
Oh man.
In that context, I would agree with you. In the relationship, it's a little different. But I agree with you in that context.
I got you, Ryan. So it's feelings over facts in a relationship. But when it comes to the COVID-19 vaccine, we facts over fiction, facts over fake news.
Okay. Two different topics, but that's fine. She changed the subject on us.
All right. So thanks for stopping in, Ryan. We appreciate it. We can't wait to see you at the conference. Wow. We're going to get 100 Black men in them seats for you because this is an important conversation that needs to be had. And I guess at some point, partners need to have the conversation because if I'm feeling how I'm feeling and he feeling how he feeling, then what's the point?
Yeah, right.
What is the point? Thanks again, Ryan. I will see you in a few weeks.
Thank you, Doc.
Right. Take care.
Thanks so much. Oh Lord, you done got me all riled up.
Yeah, that was a good one. I was ready for this one.
Yes, it's good. He's great. Time. He's great. So we have some events coming up leading up to the conference. We'll be at the Expungement and Pardon Clinic with Raheem and Safe Corridors and all the amazing sponsors there. That's going to be at Widener at 3:00 on Saturday, November 4th. Now, can we talk a little bit about expungement and pardons and who should be there and why is this important?
Well, I know the governor of pardons is going to be there. That's the person that actually signs off on the pardons. And she's going to speak. And this brother, he's been doing this for like a couple of years now. We helped a lot of brothers get that stuff off their record. We just keep that stuff on there. And we legally can get it off. So we just go along with it and, but it's a great way to like start your life over.
So do people need to bring in like paperwork or something?
Well, they definitely need to bring the identification, 2 forms of identification, because it's going to be an on-site lawyer there. And the person, that actually helps to situate the partners, like who set it up for you. Like, so the admissions is going to be there. It'll be several people that can talk about all your situations.
So do people like pull up their criminal background history to see what's on there? Like, how do they know what's on there?
They will, and then what happens is actually it won't really happen until after a certain amount of time. Everybody won't qualify for it. Mm-hmm. So the most important thing is you have to be 10 years out of your situation.
Is it for felonies as well as misdemeanors, like everything?
Everything. But I mean, it's important to know that it has to be 10 years past. Mm-hmm. So it can't be 5 or 6. 10 will actually start the process. I mean, you got to prove yourself. Mm-hmm. Once you put yourself down and put yourself behind the 8 ball a little bit, society is going to look at you as that style person until you give them some time to see that's where you're really going in the direction you want. So 10 years is a sufficient amount of time for you to get your head on straight. So they feel like you should, if you kept your nose clean for 10 years, they're just going to help you get your name back properly.
That's awesome.
Right.
So, and this is free.
Yes.
You don't pay anything.
Yes,
and
free.
how long does it take to come off that record?
Bring your body. I mean, it depends on the situation. Everybody's situation is different. Some people's might take 1 year, some people's might take 5. But the most important part is starting the process.
Get started.
Yes.
Yeah, getting started.
That is a wonderful thing. Sisters too.
Yeah.
It's for everybody.
Everybody.
I always talk about our brother, but there's a lot of sisters locked up.
Yeah.
So come on.
All right, so come out Widener, Saturday, November 4th from 3 to 7. Expungement and parting clinic with safe corridors. It's going to be a great event. G going to be there. We'll be there talking COVID vaccines. And, you know, we just show up wherever the people. We show up wherever people are and just talk COVID vaccines. We want to make sure everybody know about the updated vaccine, and we'll be there to promote the conference too. So we'll get people registered to come to the conference. Maybe I can get my 100 Black men at the. That would be a good chance to do it. I want to get 100 Black men registered. That's really important to me.
And we're gonna count them brothers coming in because I do want to hit the number now. That's gonna be my 2 weeks still.
And I don't want people just register and register and come. It's going to be an amazing day. It's going to be amazing, and we can't take any walk-ins. So make sure you go to healtheducatedinc.org to get registered. Click the link, and it's free. And you will make sure you get there. And I'm also providing transportation. So people don't have a ride. I got a van that's going up and down 9th Street. You just got to get to 9th Street. Get to 9th Street and we can get you to the conference. Because I don't want transportation to be a barrier for people to not be able to come, because it's just going to be a great event. And I want as many people there as want to be there.
Wow.
So make sure y'all tune in next week. Freeway will be on. We'll be talking a little bit about his story and promoting the conference, and just trying to get to Saturday, November 11th, so I can get some sleep. Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next Thursday, 4:30, same time, same place, cmpradio.net. We out. I'm glad to hear you are protected, and thanks for being so honest here on Keeping It 100, because that's what we